Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to episode 21 of World Building with DMDave. I am about 90 minutes away from doing the inaugural adventure and I guess campaign session for my Dyson Mega Delve, which I guess really is not the Dyson Mega Delve anymore. I think we've called it the Brimsy Mega Delve. Thought I might do a little bit of pre-work beforehand to show you kind of some of the stuff that I want to get ready for this game. We're going to be doing it in Roll20. I'd like to stream it, but it's middle of the day, and my wife and son have Zoom meetings, so my upload times are kind of shot. But we'll see what we can do. At the very least, I'll have some notes on it. And again, this is all about the behind-the-scenes part of it. Still, I think it'd be fun to kind of see the after effect. We'll see what happens. Anyways, if you look in the DMG in chapter 1 on page 27, they've got some stuff for kind of putting some events into motion. I really like these because they help you kind of outline the general theme of the campaign and more or less what the party is working towards. So in the venture that I'm releasing soon, though by the time this video comes out it's probably already out, so I'll have a link. Vascal Valley Wrath of the Wyvern Kings, 150 page adventure. I just started off with rolling on the table there to come up with some of the world shaking events, and that's how the story came together. And then pretty much like you've seen here, everything else evolved from that. Granted, a bit more complicated since there were other writers involved, but that is more or less how we came up with the story. So I'm going to do the same thing today. I am going to check out some world-shaking events. It's pretty cool, and what happens is when you first roll for the world-shaking event, and then you come out to see what that actually is. Knowing our luck, it'll probably be like another gambling-related thing. All right, so the first roll is going to be a D10, and let's see what we get on that. We've got a 4. That's an assault or invasion. Okay, so that is our world-shaking event. Then we're going to reference the table itself. Okay, so one of the most common world-shaking events, an invasion occurs when one group forcibly takes over another. Assault differs from an invasion in that the attacking force isn't necessarily interested in occupation. On the other hand, assault might be the first step of an invasion. Regardless of the scale, world-shaking assault or invasion stands out because its repercussions change the character's world and its effects echo long after the initial attack. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe St. John's is occupied, and we'll see what we get. All right, invading forces. We roll a d8 to figure out what that is. We've got a 7, which is a secret society. Okay, cool. So kind of unique, right? A secret society's taking over, so maybe people aren't even aware that they're taking over. Yeah, let's see where that goes. I don't really know much more than that right now. I think that's kind of a cool place to start. So, world shaking event, invasion, assault by a secret society. And it occurs to me that I never named our criminal organization. So criminal organization name generator. Maybe I did. I don't remember doing it. Either way, we will do that here. Let's see if we get an evil organization name. Twilight, Void Order, Phantom Tribe's pretty cool. Let's do Order of Phantoms. I think that sounds pretty cool. Order of Phantoms. And we'll figure out exactly what that means down the line, if we want it to be on the nose and make it undead, or if we want it to be sort of something else. Let's see. Okay, so we've got that. I have went back into Photoshop and added a little bit more for St. John. So if you remember, I had the name of a few different places. I have gone back in. I've added scale bar to give an idea of scale, and I've also tied that into the ruler itself. So if you see, like if you measure, it goes by the scale bar. A little bit off, but close enough for our purposes. If you ever want to change the scale bar, all you got to do is go and just change the grid cell distance. In this case, it's 25 feet for the grid cells. I've also named the forest, I called it Trinenwald, which means Forest of Tears. And I've got the Axe River there, which I just thought was a cool name. I just picked it myself. Humble Bridge and the Tronen Path, which is Path of Tears. And that's it. That's all we really need for this. I might create some additional buildings for our Ugly Comet Town Hall. Interestingly, if you remember the Gleaming Horde, we should probably figure out a few more details about that. We know there's Edarin the Physician, so we probably need a token for him. I was kind of thinking that he's kind of like a pretty bad guy, and that this whole campaign is going to be centered around then hiring sort of unique folks to help with their situations. Maybe that's even like what's going on is there's some sort of like subjugation maybe of like certain people, maybe magic users or anybody who's even remotely close to magic, or maybe just wizardry or sorcery or something like that. We'll see. Kind of we'll have a session 0, and I'm going to talk through it with the people to see kind of like what their thought is and what kind of stuff we should do. I think would be really nifty to kind of work together on this. But yeah, you can see this is our casino slash, it's so weird. It's like you've got like, there's like a store at the bottom, there's a meeting room. I think this is like a great starting location for people. And then you've got the gambling hall, you've got stables. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I know we needed a raving lunatic, so we should probably come up with that character. So let's come up with a few NPCs for our people to meet with, and then in our session 0 we'll probably come up with some additional character concepts with whom the characters can interact. But I really like the idea of them being kind of like secret, like people don't necessarily know that they're operating. They're all, if you've ever seen the movie Sorcerer, it's an old movie by William Friedkin in the 70s. There's this really cool like, it's all these people who live in this small town, and they have to do like, they're all running away from something, so they're hiding out in like some fictional South American country. So they have to get together and they do this big task essentially to earn their right to go back to society. And that task is like to drive a dump truck full of dynamite, or not a dump truck, but like basically just a big truck full of dynamite over like really unstable dynamite to an oil well halfway across the country. It's a really cool movie if you ever get a chance to see it. Like super tense. William Friedkin directed The Exorcist and a few other cool movies. French Connection too. But yeah, I think that's a really cool plot. I'd kind of like to see that here with the players, but we'll talk about that when we start in about an hour. Okay, so let's come up with a couple more like our NPCs, allies, and patrons. So we've got patron is Edarin the Physician. I want him to be a priest. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe just magic in general is under attack. So even he's kind of like hiding out, but he can hide his stuff a little bit better than some of the other people. So let's get a priest token. Priest is an NPC from 5th edition that we can use. They get some pretty cool spells. What are they? How far can they cast up? Yeah, they can do Lesser Restoration. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, Dispel Magic, Spirit Guardians. No Raised Dead yet, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and do our Priest. This will be Edarin, the Physician. It never shows up. That's weird. Okay, so we'll change this token's name, and Edarin will be or a Patreon. Oh, speaking of Patreon, you should be a patron of DMDave. DMDave forward, patreon.com/DMDave. Let's see, name, alignment. We'll make him neutral evil. Race, human, and stat block, priest. Okay, there we go. Let's have our raving lunatic be like a mage who's also working out of there. So let's go find a mage. I think that's kind of fun. Mages are 9th level spellcasters too, so this raving lunatic will have quite a spell list with them. It might be fun to make the mage a different token. That way, the meta. So let's find one of my commoner tokens here. There we go. We'll just turn this into a mage. Mages have 40 hit points. I've more or less memorized that, having done it a million times, and I usually, if they have 2 potential armor values, I'll do a range on there like that. Turn on his vision. Just leave him human. Let's come up with a name for him too. Again, we're going to fantasy name generators. Erder Musu. Let's do it. So here's Erder. And we'll name him real quick. I'm going to reboot. Reload. Roll 20 real quick. Get a little bit faster. Times. It's running a little bit slow right now. Happens sometimes, especially if I've been doing a lot of dynamic lighting and moving a lot of tokens. It'll start slowing down a bit. I also run it on Firefox, if you didn't notice. I found that it's a little bit more stable in Firefox, but you might find a different situation. Once I get the characters in here, we're going to start loading sheets, and I should probably give them a link as soon as possible. Alright, so we've got the physician, and I think he's going to be more of a manager. Let's get someone who runs the store, and maybe like someone who's got the stables, and then kind of come up with stuff as we need it. So our store person, let's just make it a commoner. I think a female character would be fun. If I can get on the right day. So a lot of times you don't really need more than a commoner. Commoner will have all the basic stats that you need to do stuff. I'll probably need somebody running the casino too, at the very least. Alright, let's come up with a name for her. We've already got our female name. Let's see. Let's get something that's curly. Deep tail is kind of cool. No, let's get something a little bit more. These aren't the best names. I don't know. What do we think? Let's go Zelj. Nah, you know what? I'm going to go with my initial. I never try to overthink things too much. It's not worth it. Alright, so there's Curly. Curly's going to run the store itself. We'll have somebody running the downstairs games. I could probably bring in additional people as needed. Ooh, let's get rid of our lightning child. Yeah, there's a little bar downstairs, so it's probably worth putting something in for that. We'll make let's go I'll reload female names, and let's get these aren't great. Let's just do Tamira. Okay, cool. So if you want those that are a little less weird and procedurally generated, the old female names and old male names come up with some kind of cool, like, kind of medieval-esque names. So we'll call Tamira. She runs the downstairs. And I think that's all we need now. Erder will be chilling upstairs. We'll put Edarin in there. Actually, we'll put Edarin down in the basement. Tamira will also work here in the basement, and then Carly will be the running the store upstairs. And I think Carly, no, let's go with Carly. I'm not married to any of these names. Alright, cool. So there's our NPCs. Let's go ahead and put them into our sheet so we know things about them. So patron, ally, Erder, Musu. We'll say he's chaotic. Neutral, he's a human. Mage, Carly, Deep Tail. Oop. There's another ally. We'll say she's, let's just say neutral. Human, commoner, ally. Oh, what's Tamira? We'll say she's also neutral, evil, human, commoner. Okay, cool. There's our people. Let's get some cool features about them so they're not just boring. You know, make them a little bit more interesting. We'll go again to chapter 4. We'll kind of come up with some different appearance stuff. So let's get our dice roller. We'll do a d20 for Erder's appearance. That's an 11. He's, you know, we already had a birthmark. Let me do something different. 9 is unusual eye color, or 2 different eye colors. Okay, cool. Two different eye colors. Appearance. I'll kind of probably hint at his magical nature. And let's see. What are you? Well, don't really need to know his abilities because we already gave him a thing. Let's give him a mannerism though, and interaction traits. His mannerism is going to be D20. Prone to predictions of doom. Okay. Prone to predictions of doom. And and what is his interactions like? 3, blustering. What is blustering? Talking a loud, aggressive, or indignant way. Okay, so he's blowhard. Okay. All of this you can get on chapter 4 of the DMG. I could put in ideals and stuff, but I'm going to leave it at this right now. Let's see our friend Edarin the Physician. Let's see what his mannerisms are like. So we didn't roll for that last time. He's got frequently uses the wrong word. Okay. And his interaction trait is 7. He's honest. Okay. That's cool. So he's neutral evil, but he's honest. You know, he's going to tell you if he's going to kill you. Let's see what Carly's like. Carly's mannerism or her appearance first. Let's give a d20. 6. She's got a pronounced scar. Ooh, so evil. Mannerisms 1. Prone to singing, whistling, or humming. Let's see, prone to humming. And interaction is going to be 12. Suspicious. Love it. Finally, Tamira, who's going to be Edarin's sort of right hand at the casino. She is exceptionally ugly. Poor Tamira. Her mannerisms. 12. Nah, we already did that one. 7. Whispers. Okay, that's fun. And then lastly, what's her interactions like? That's a d12. And we get, she's rude, she's whispers, she's rude, and she's really ugly. So random tables obviously can be a lot of fun to come up with sort of things that you normally might not do. Highly recommend them. Let's also get one for, let's get some ideals from our friend. I'm having fun with this, so let's do an ideal for our buddy Edarin. So we got a 3. Let's see, he's neutral evil, so I can either do live and let die or might. I like live and let die. So live and let die. Ironic because he's, you know, a priest and a physician. Let's just go through the whole one. I'm having too much fun with this, so we're gonna keep. So here's for our crazy guy, Utter. He's chaotic, so that's a 3. Believes in freedom. Let's see, Carly Deeptail. Carly's just neutral, so got a 3. She can live and let die, or she can be glory. I like to live and let die. I think having a similar philosophy as the boss makes sense. And then finally, our favorite, Tamira. I gotta get a pog for her. That's funny. Get a 2 for her. So I can either have knowledge or greed. Let's make her greedy, rude, and exceptionally. I love Tamira. She's now my new favorite NPC. Let's get. I'm just gonna keep on going. Let's get some bonds for them, and then we'll get the flaws and secrets too. This will really help flesh out sort of our early campaign here. Let's see, NPC bonds. That's a 10. This will be for the physician, protective of colleagues. Okay, protective of colleagues. Cool. For Erder, the crazy guy. He is dedicated to fulfilling a personal life goal. What we got next? We got Carly. I'm trying to remember their names so I don't have to. She's drawn to a special place. Tamira will be roll twice, ignoring results of 10. Okay, so she's got a little bit more going on. 6, drawn to a special place, and 3, also protect. Okay, so she's pretty much a combination of them, protective of colleagues and drawn to a special place. So, as you can see, you can start coming up with really fascinating stuff. If you haven't already been watching, we've got a Sarge, who is the content director for the DMDave organization. I'm just the guy who mops the floor. But Sarge, what was I saying? Oh, Sarge and I have a podcast called Read the Fucking DMG. So you should read the DMG because it comes up with pretty fun stuff. Granted, this is pretty limited, so maybe I'll have it as sort of a one of my goals this month is to get some really interesting NPC tables to kind of flesh these out because these are a lot of fun. My buddy Charlie too, who's going to be in this campaign, he's got some really fun tables. Alright, flaws and secrets. Let's get our flaws and secrets and we should be done. Alright, flaw and secret for Edarin. We got a 10. Secret crime or misdeed. That's right, he's a traitor. Secret crime or misdeed. He's a traitor. Maybe maybe the greater organization doesn't know that he's harboring these folks. Alright, for our crazy guy, what's his name? Erder. He has 12. That is foolhardy bravery. What a weird guy. Okay. For Carly. Got so many tabs open now. I'm losing my spot. 5. Overpowering greed. You know what? Let's actually give that to Tamira. I think that makes more sense with what we have going on. And then let's give a flaw to, let's re-roll for Carly. She is prone to rage. Okay, that's fun. Alright, that's it. We've got 4 really interesting NPCs here. Edarin the Physician, who is our patron, Erder Musu, and Carly Detail. And then Tamira, who is so ugly they keep her in the basement. So this should be a lot of fun. I'll be running these today with the party, kind of introducing them to the setting. Probably even get started in the adventure. But I think it's going to be really interesting. Anyways, as always, if you like kind of the content that I'm creating here, be sure to like the video and subscribe. And I think probably next time I'll have run our adventure. So whether or not I can actually film that today remains to be seen. I'm afraid that it would like take up all the bandwidth, take up like my whole hard drive trying to save it on here without saving it into the cloud or something. So we'll probably see, but maybe I'll do it on Zoom or something where it just automatically saves. Either way, I'll find some cool way to do it. But yeah, anyways, thanks everybody so much, and we'll see you next time.